Welcome back. This is Dr. Lucien, and this is the third video for week 9. In this video, what we're going to do some trend analysis, and you can see on the screen here. This is the reference or assisted document, and it breaks down. It says fiscal year here. We're going to use policy year. Account, we'll do medical indemnity LAD. Total paid. We'll calculate an average paid. We'll figure out the ranges, and then we'll calculate the number of $0 claims, open claims, percent open claims, max claim, and then how it affects it. And that'll let us know kind of which years we can use in our trending and forecasting. And here is just a basic equation that you can use to get the ranges, the start and the stop. So yeah, and so then we're going to create these count and total paid, and we're going to do it with and without outliers. Here I have average. We don't do that anymore. It's so reliant on the other things that it doesn't help much. So that's what we're going to do. So so here's our work from the last one. Why is distribution here? Let's put distribution after descriptives. We're going to go back to, let's see here. Do I want to go to descriptives and copy this to here and zoom it in to 150. I think that's what I've been doing for you. I'm going to put this here, and this is going to be trend analysis. Trend with outliers. So we're going to do it with outliers first. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to label them. I think I will. So I'm going to highlight the top row and go data and then filter. Remember, we did this last time. Data, then filter. Now I can sort it by a particular variable. So I'm going to go largest to smallest. And as you know, we picked the top 19, which I think if I go here and go outlier number, is that what I did? Outlier number. And that's 1, 2, 3. And just highlight that and click and drag up to 19. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to go back and sort it back to what it was. Okay. Let's go down below, see what we got here. So these will update as we do things, and we want that there as well. So I think we're ready to roll. Let's see. We want to make sure that these 3 stay in the same order. And so let's get back this. I'm going to bring this back over. All right. So what do we want? We have a count and then policy year. All right, so this is going to be count, and this is going to be policy year. All right, so for the sake of this now, I'm going to shrink that down. This needs to be center justified. Let's see, what else did we have there after total paid? I think it was average. And then the range I'm going to put over here. So I'll go average, and then I'm going to go number of, can I click? No, it'll be too messed up. I'm going to go ahead and type those in. I've got them on the other screen here. So total paid, average per claim. The next one is the number of $0 claims. Do I do that or do I do the range? I can do it after, I think. So I'm going to go number of $0 claims. I'll have to shrink that down. This is the number of open claims. Then it's percent. I'm just going to use abbreviations here. So percent open claims, max claim, and percent max of year. All right, let's get all this stuff like that. Okay. Now, the policy years. That is this one here. It's column C. The 2024. Oh, that really messes things up. I may not include that. And 17 through 23 is what we're going to do. So I'm going to be missing that one. So 2017, 2018. When you start a trend like that, you can usually keep it going. We want to go to 23. You can just type those in if you want. It's not a big deal. And then I do a total on the bottom. I'm going to go 2024. And then I'm going to do total. I always want things to equal. And highlight that. Okay. All right. So policy year. What row is it? Or column, sorry. Column C. This is just for me. And then this is column T. U. V. I mean, I put it right above it. Column W. The average is going to be W divided by S. So it's right here, S. $0. That's all going to be within W. Yes. And I'm just going to make these very small. It's just reference. That's all it is. So count. And we go from 2 to 303. So equal count if C2 to C203, or is it 30? 302. 303. Is it 303? It's 303, yeah. Count if C2 to C303 is this. Count at 29. So let's go and make sure. I'm going to click on this and center it. But double click so we can see it in operation. So I can see here, yeah. You see? So 2 to 30 minus 1 is 29. Yeah, so it worked. I'm going to hit return so it jumps off of it. All right, you guys. So now go back to this. Put a $sign in front of the 2 and another $sign in front of the 303. So now what it'll do is I can just drag it all the way down. It'll count them for me. Because each one you move down, if you didn't freeze it, it would move the entire length down. Remember, 303 is our total. No, from right there. Or 302, sorry. 302 is our total. All right, so we're going to do, so that was count if. Now what we're going to do is a sum if. Equals sum if, just like that. Same basic principle, except we give the range of the policy year because we want to add it up based on the policy year, and then we give the range we want it to add up. So this is where we go C2 to C303, comma, the criterion is the policy year in that column, in column C. And then we want it to add up T2 to T303. And I got to make it a currency. Take away the pennies. So there we go. I got to do this. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Bear with me. What I'm going to do is make it so I can drag it down and to the right. So then I can fill in all the stuff to right here. So here's what I do. As we go up and down, I want to make sure that the C2, that the C2 and the C303, that is locked. As I go right, I also need the C to stay the same. So I need to put one in front of the C. So now that's always locked. So it's always going to count within there. As I go up and down, I want it to go up and down, but I can't have it go left and right. So I freeze the R. The last thing is I just need to freeze the 2 and the 303 because I want it to go from T to U to V to W. Return. So now watch this. I can click and run it down to here, and then I can click and run it over. Now I can add them up. And I can compare it to right here to make sure it's correct. And right there to make it sure it's correct. So I'm comparing to the descriptives table for the totals, and I have everything broken down. Again, it is equal sum if, parentheses, $C, $2. Is that a colon? Shoot, what is that? The II, is that a colon? Yeah, I think it is. $C, $303. So that is the entirety of the policy column right here. That's C2 to C303. Now as I click and drag, it's always going to remain that range. C2 to C303. The next thing I did is it's going to be the policy year here. It's right here, R. So R 321 is right here. So if I freeze the R as I go up and down, it'll go 322, 323, which I want it to do because I want it to add up what in that policy year. Final thing I did is I froze the 2 and the 303 for what's up here. So as I go down, it stays that way. But as I move it over 1, it brings it over to U. And then it brings it over to V. And so that's the trick. That's the trick. A student taught me that years ago. All right. The average per is equal to the total paid, which is W, divided by S, which is here. Oh, I got to get rid of some decimal points. There we go. So this is within the policy year, the average. Oh, and you can also go down here as well. So the overall average is 7145, 7145. You can check it, check your work. So now what we need to do is we need to come up with the ranges. Okay, and this gets a little bit difficult, but because of the count, it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to do a start range and end range. I don't like that it's that big. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit there. Yep. And I'm using this as a reference point. So I got to do a lot of typing in the next group here, but once we get that, it goes pretty quick. I think I could probably shrink these down too, so they're not so, yeah. What happens if I do that? What happens if I do that? That's a little bit better. I can shrink this a little bit. So we start at 2. We know this. That's the first row. And 2 plus 29 is 31. But the thing is, the 29, or the count of 29, this is 1. So we got to take away 1. So we go equal the starting point plus this many minus 1. So 2 to 30 is what policy year. So 2 right here to 30. You see that? And the next one's 31. So it's 1 more. Here, I'll show you. And so what I'm doing is I'm just creating a pattern that will fill itself. So this now is equal to this number plus 1. 31. And now if I drag this down, what did it add? It took this number, added 37, took away 1. So it says 67. So let's see if 2018 ends on row 67. Where's row 67? There it is. Row 67 is right here. And it ends. Yeah, so it goes from 18 to 19. So do you see how that works? It's just, it's just using the basic pattern. I need to know what these are so I can type in the proper numbers here. So now I can basically just do this and drag it all the way down. And it ends on 303. 303, there's only 1, so it starts and ends on the same one. Yeah, that's basically it, you guys. So now to fill this in, I want to know the number of $0 claims in each year to see if there's some sort of inconsistency. There's going to be more open claims down here, and when we figure it out as a percent, if we're above 20% open claims, we do not use that year to forecast because it's going to grow. Unless it's already higher than the previous years, then we'll use it with the caveat that it's going to continue to go up. But if it's below it, it's going to screw things up. We'll take it out. We'll trend without it. So here we go. So here, want to know the number of $0 claims under column W. So equal count if W is the column 2 to W30. That's over here. Yeah. Comma 0. Count it. Count if there's a 0 in there. There's 4 of them. Count if W31 to W67 is 0. Equal count if W68 to W91 is 0. Equal count if W. You can fast forward through this if this is boring. To W144 is 0. If W145 to W196 is 0. It helps when I say it out loud to myself too. Count if W197 to W246 is 0 equal count if W247 to W302 is 0. And we know this one is. Count if W303 to W303 is 0. 1. All right. Now what I can do is I can add these up. Equals sum. Add these up. It's 27. Is that how many $0 claims we have? Boom, right there. Yes, we do. So we can check it. And when you look at the, I believe I made it that you can look on here and check certain things. You know, I think I talk about it in here, that things need to match up. Maybe I did it here. Yeah, that's for next week. Getting ahead of myself. For open claims. What column is open claims? Let's see. Oh, I have to do reopen too. Shoot. So it's K. This is column K. I need to add, I think I can do this and go insert, shift cells to the right. Okay. Did that change anything? No. This is going to be number of reopened claims. Oh, it stinks. I forgot about that. So I got to type everything twice. All right. Equal count if K2 to K30 is open. Oh, I wasn't supposed to put a colon there. I was supposed to put a, when it's a number, you can leave it. If it's a word or text, you have to put parentheses or quotation marks. Okay. Equal count if K31 to K67 is open. K68 to K open. K92. I mean, I knew there wasn't going to be anything up there. I mean, we kind of looked at it already, but I'm the type of person who has to be thorough. K196 open equal count if. Here's the thing too, if you're not sorted by year, you know, if it's not sorted up like it's supposed to, this all gets messed up. And we'll have to redo it for when we remove the outliers. Although, yeah, we will. Count if K197, K246, open. 7 of them there. Count if K247 to K302, open. It's 23. Count if. Jeez. I type better in the morning. K303, K303. I mean, is it still open? Yeah, it's an open one. So equals sum. And the total of open claims should be 31. Let's look at it. It is. We have 5 reopen. I'm going to start maybe at the bottom this time. So this is going to be 0. We know that because there's only 1 and it's open. So it's not a reopen. Equal count if K247 to K302 reopened. 0, really. Equal count if K197 to K246 reopened. There's 4 of them there. How many total do we have? So I want to stop as soon as I can. Well, I have to find one more. Count if K145, K196 reopened. Oh, dang. Gotta keep going. As soon as I find it, I can stop. I mean, you could do this manually too if you don't want to do this, but I always do it this way. Reopened. K68, K91 reopened. Found you. All right, so these are zeros. Okay. Percent of open claims is going to be equal to the number of open claims plus the number of reopened claims divided by the count. And it's going to be a percent. I'll run it all the way down. So we had 5. So the percent of open claims is 31 and 5. So 36 out of, yeah, okay, that computes. Definitely not using, oh boy. I don't get to use 2022? Oh no, I do. See how it's much higher? It's going to keep going up. Let's do the maxes and see what's going on there. So equal max. And this, we're back to W. W2 to W30. Open that up a little bit. Okay, I'll get rid of the decimal points all at once. Equal max W3031 to W67 equal max W68 to W91 equal max W92 to W144 equal max W145 to W196 equals max W197 to W246 equals max W247 to W302. And the bottom one is 0. There hasn't been anything paid yet. So percent of max. Okay, first of all, let's get rid of the decimal points. There we go. And the percent of the year is equal to the max claim divided by the total paid. And we want that to be a percentage. Oof. Wow. Okay, so you do see one claim for each year, the highest claim each year has a lot of influence when you do risk priority numbers. That's way too much. All right, save your work. File, save as. Let's see, we are now doing trend analysis. Trend and forecast. There we go. Save. Okay. We have to make some charts now. This isn't a table we need to report. We just need to report this stuff. This is not pretty, obviously. Okay. Let's see. Everything here is checked out. We double checked certain things. Now let's go ahead and graph some of this stuff. So we have a full policy year 2023 because it goes all the way up to September. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm highlighting both policy year and count. I'm hoping it makes this the x-axis. Insert scatter plot. It did it. Isn't that nice? Look at that. And now what we can do is we right click and hit add trend line. And then we can come over here and we can go forward by 1 year. And then we can set the equation and the R-square value. So what does this mean? This is the slope. So each year, the number of claims is going up by 4.8. See that? Yeah. And next year, 2024, if this trend continues, we'd expect there to be over 60 claims total. We haven't had that yet. The thing is, though, the R-square value is low. Not low. It's sort of moderate. I'd like to have at least a 0.8. I think the research, and I'm gonna have to look at that again. I'll look at it for week 4 of this. But I think 0.7 is considered acceptable. We're just under that. So what do we have here? This is policy year trend of work comp claim. That doesn't make sense. Is a trend of the number of work comp claims. N equals. We didn't include 2024, so I'm going to take away 1. So there's 301. And I should be able to reduce this down to 10. And this is going to be, let's see, do we have a figure on the last? Yeah, we had a couple figures. So that's 2. This would be figure 3. So I'm going to go figure 3A. I'm going to do figure 3B for the total paid. But for the total paid, because they're not right next to each other, we highlight it. Now, because 2023 has so many open claims, I'm not going to include it. I'm only going to go through 2022. Oh, it sucks. But even though we have 22%, I don't like to go over 20. The total's a lot higher. And so it's going to keep going up. And so we're going to highlight total paid 2017 through 2022, hit insert, scatter plot. So it hasn't been designated in x-axis yet. And so we right click and hit select data. So right click on one of the dots and then left click on select data. And this window comes up and you see it's highlighting it. So we're going to hit edit, and then where it says X values, we're going to click the little upward and click on here and drag down to 2022. And that will then match them up. You see? The other thing is, oh, whoa, that's really a jump there, isn't it? We need to expand this out to 2024 because that's what we're forecasting to. So what do I want to do here? Format access. And I want it to go to 2024. Okay. And then I want to do a best fit line or a trend line. I call it different things. We're going to go ahead 2 years because 2022 to 2024, and then give us the equation and the R-square value. R-square value is below 5. That's not good. So even though we're forecasting that the total paid is going to get up to 500,000, it's going to be around 500, which is lower than the current year, even though that's still open. This is open, and so this is going to continue to go up. So this is going to edge up over time as all the open claims get closed, but it's not a good trend. That's not a good number. But we've got it. This is our thing here. So this is figure 3B. And this is policy year trend of work comp payments. N equals 301. All right, and then I got to shrink this down, remember? I'll put it at 10. Okay. So here's our first round. Now this includes our outliers, which is skewing things. And I wanted to show you, this is the first time you really get to see how it affects it. So save your work and copy this to a new tab. Oh, I got to blow it up for you. Okay. And here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go down here and we're going to take a quick look. So again, remember, everything matched up here. We're going to remove the 19 most expensive claims and put them down below. No. Did we really have it sorted? No. What? Something's not right, you guys. So obviously we did it right, but the outlier numbers are messed up and I don't know why. So this is going to be trend without. I'm just going to say trend outliers removed. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it wasn't included in the sort, but I'm going to highlight and do data and filter. And I'm going to filter by total paid. We checked it. By total paid, I'm going to check it. I'm going to do this. So largest to smallest. Oh yeah, that is messed up. All right, so I'm going to hit Z to go backward 1. And I'm going to delete these. I got to redo it. All right, total paid. Largest to smallest. Now I can go 1, 2, 3. Maybe you guys noticed it when I did it, but that was wrong. Luckily, it didn't matter at that point. 19. So these are my 19 outliers. It's 37,000 and above. I'm going to highlight the rows, and I'm going to do cut, which is Control X. Right click and hit cut. I'm going to go down below everything. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit further than that. I'm going to go down to here and hit Control V or paste. And now it's removed it. Now we should be able to scroll up and see our old one. See? There it is. Now this is Descriptive Statistics 283. If you guys remember that. 283. Outliers removed. You can tell by here and all these other numbers how they're different. The numbers here are also different. So 283. So these are correct. These all represent the same figures from before. So, and we have the 301 there as a way to know that that's what we used. Okay? Actually, that's not an accurate thing because over here it's not 301 because we didn't include 2023. So, instead what I'm going to say is I'm going to go back and go annual trend. And then I'm going to say policy years 2017 to 2024. And I'm going to make this smaller so it fits. Okay. Same thing here. I'm going to go annual trend. Work comp payments. But here is where I'm going to say policy years 2017 to 2022. And again, the caveat there is that we couldn't use 2023 because we had like 40% was still open. If you recall that. It's too many. It's going to continue to go. Yeah. Oh, well, because it's really low and it would really screw things up. So we already have a bad R-square. Okay. So the big thing is with the outliers removed, we want to see if we can improve the R-squared. And we should because they're outliers. Okay, so I have to retype a bunch of this stuff. Let's make sure everything is correct here. So that is 175, 51. That's all correct. Is the average correct? It is. Let's make sure that the, 27 and 1 for open. 27, 3. Okay. All right, so we have to figure that out. And then, yeah. Okay, so here's what we need to do. What does this go to? It goes to 303, but it starts now at 21. We start at row 21. So I'm going to put in 21. And then it goes to 303. Okay, so everything now has been updated here. Now I have to enter it in here. So now this is 21 to 46. 21 to 46. It's the same columns though, and I'm going to go over here. And this is 21 to 46. So is that $0 open, reopen? I didn't type it in. That's why I do that. Equal count if. This is K21 to K46 reopened. I didn't sort it back. It's not sorted by year. That's why things are all messed up. So what I need to do is copy the header and bring it down to row 20. Then what I need to do is data, filter, had to hit it twice. And now we're going to sort by number. There we go. Now things should look a lot better. There we go. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So there are 4 there. Let's see. There's 0 open, 0 reopen. Okay. So now it's all zeros down to here. I'm pretty sure. Well, we got to type it all in. So now it's W47 to W80. And I'm going to do it again. 47 to 80. See, it's a lot easier sometimes to go in and enter it this way. This is 0. Yeah, we didn't have any reopen cases up here. I think they were all down here. Like, that's the last one we did. This is 81 to 102. 81 to 102. See if it shows up. Nope. Next one is 103 to 103 to 151. Oh, got to be careful here and always check your work. Okay, so we did know there were some reopens there, so there's going to be some that disappear. Let's see. This is 202 to 246 to 246. So that didn't change. Interesting. Had 3 of them there. And this one is 247. Oh, yeah, it's there. 302. Okay. So 3. Are there 3 reopens? Did we get... Oh, there is. The opens are 27. But we got to make sure we got everything correct. So that's 21 to 46, 47 to 80, 81 to 102. And sometimes when you guys get, things like this get messed up and you guys help. And what I'll do is I will go through and study this. That's why it's so important to always show everything. This next one is 103 to 151. 103. Oh, 103 to W151. Next one is 152 to 202, 201, sorry. This goes so much quicker when I don't have to explain everything. Next one, 202 to 246. 202 to 246. 247 to 302. That stayed the same. Because we didn't have any outliers there. So is it 27? 27 open? Yep. So those all work out. Yeah. All right. So percent open claims, that's all updated. So we cannot use 2023 for the total paid amount because still we have 41 open. But we can use 22 because we're down to 13 now, and it's a lot lower. So that improved it. So now we got to update this. So this is now 21 to 46. 21 to 46. We're almost done, you guys. We're at 38. Yikes. This is 47 to 80. The next one is 81 to 102. 81. 102. The next one is 103 to 151. 103 to 151. The next one is 152 to 201. 52 201. Next one is 202 to 246. Okay. And that stays the same. Okay, so the percent max per year, it's still, it's still up there, but it's not as much as these here. So what did we have here? The minimum was 23. The highest was 46. The minimum is 14. The highest is 29. What was it, 46, the highest? So you see that we reduced the influence of the most expensive claims. Frequency now has not more influence, but a more fairer standing against how much the claims are. Okay? Everything works out. These are all cool. So what we want to do now is remake these, but using this data with outliers removed. So we'll do the policy here, do the whole thing. insert, I'm sorry, yeah, insert, and choose that. Putting it right above it. We can do the add trend line, forward 1 year to 2024, and let's get those. So by removing 19 claims, the R-square value increased from 0.65 to 0.688. So it's a little bit closer to minimum acceptability, but you can see here 2019 is an outlier. Is it? No, not by cost. 2021 is. Interesting. Okay, let's see. The most significant should be the total paid. So we highlight the total paid through 2022. Remember, we can't use 2023 again because too many open claims. And it's lower too. Insert, scatter plot. Move it down here. Right above it, make it the same size. We have to right click and then hit select data with the left button. Edit, click on the up button for X values, and we go 17 through 22. Hit OK. And then we need to extend this out. I wonder if we can just extend it by doing this. Add trend line, go ahead 2 years. And then give us the displays. Let's see if it did it. Yeah, okay, so it goes up to 2025. I don't want it to do that. Oh, it did it over here, though. They do it over here. So let's go ahead and do it right here, too. Format access. We'll go to 2025. I want everything to be somewhat equal here. The R-square value is now jumped to right under 0.8, which means this is an acceptable forecast. Not acceptable, but more reliable. It's more reliable when it's that way. So that's what I was hoping to find, is a big jump in the total page with the outliers removed. It makes it a better data point. Okay. All right, we have to number these. This is figure. I'm going to go 4A. This is annual trend of number of work comp claims, policy years 2017 to 2023. This is supposed to be 2023. Did I do that over here too? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I do need to indicate outliers removed. So I'm going to first shrink that down. Outliers removed. I wonder if I can hit return. Okay, that's better. Yeah. So this is the overall. This is with outliers removed. Are you guys following what I'm doing here? I mean, we're trying to forecast, or we're trying to estimate the performance of the safety program. We're almost there. I'm going to go figure 4B. Annual trend of work comp payments, policy years 2017 to 2022, 19 outliers removed. I'm going to drop that one down. So I've got a 4A, 4B, 3A, 3B. This is with outliers. This is without. It shows there is an improvement in the reliability of forecasting by trending to 2024 when we remove the outliers. Now you'll notice the X ranges. It goes up to 600. Here it only goes up to 250 because we removed 60% of the total paid. So that's why it looks so different. So here we're forecasting with outliers removed. It'll be right around 225,000. In between here, 225. Here we're estimating it to be about 500,000. That's less than half. So this is a more conservative estimate by removing the things that are more expensive. Why are they more expensive? Well, is it because people are exposed to more severe things? I don't think so. They seem like everyday things. Is it a record-keeping error? No, it's not. It's accurate. It's basically random why it costs more to treat the person. That's really what it is. And if we kept them in, it would skew our numbers. It would make them less reliable. And you'll see next week when we do priorities, that's where it really comes out as important. So we need to do some more labeling. I think that we could basically get 2 tables out of this. It's way too much, I think, to squeeze into one. Unless we kind of squeeze it all together, then that's going to mess up these. Where are we with our numbering? So we had table 1, table 2, table 2A, I believe. Isn't that correct? So that means this one here would be table 3. I'm going to say table 3A. And this would be table 4A. 4A. And the reason I like that is the table 4 corresponds outliers removed. Table 3 corresponds with the figure 3s for the outliers included. All right, let's bring up the assignment for this week. So you guys should have already put in the comments here. So what do we need to put in here? We need to do with and without outliers. So policy year data table with outliers, and the 2 figures. So that's everything that we just looked at there. I'm going to try it really quick. But before I do, based on these 4 tables, why are these so much bigger? Let's shrink these down a little bit. Rather than I wanted them to be close in size. I mean, it just looks better. Here, I can actually do a side-by-side comparison here. It should be a little bit longer. It should be like right there to be the same. I'll put it right back up over here. And now I can elongate that one a little bit. I don't know how they're doing by a height. Oh, they're very good. They're very close. Okay. This is just me being me. All right, everybody. So over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years here, with and without, are the number of claims going up, going down, or are they indiscernible? It's not perfect, but there appears to be an increase. They're incurring more work comp claims per year. Okay, that's fine, but is it costing the company more? With outliers, there's this weird 2021 dip in 2019-21, but then 2022 spiked a lot. It could be pandemic. They could have increased the number of employees. Who knows, right? But when we remove the crazy things, it still is increasing. How much? 24,000 a year. Here is 34,000. So conservatively, and this is a much better estimate for forecasting, they're incurring more work comp payment per year. And as not including the this year, so these 3 years, the rolling average of these 3 years are dictating what the EMR is. And to me, as it's going up like this, and now the 2022 is going to be included in it, I think it's going to go up. Whereas last year, 2022 wasn't included because it was the previous year. So we want to explain that based on the analysis of the number of claims per policy year and the total payment, work comp payments per policy year, that there's opportunity to turn things around as long as we can figure out where the more frequent and the more expensive claims are incurring, and we can make some functional changes to the work that we can reverse these trends. I hope you guys just heard what I said, because it's key to knowing that. Now we can also add the other payments in here to see how they change things. And it's fairly easy to do. I went back a tab. I'm going to save my work before I do this. Right click and go to select data. And then I can go add. And I'm going to add the medical. I'm going to select the years. And I'm going to select the values. Hit OK. So as you can see, I think you already knew this, that the medical paid has the greatest influence, I think, on it. I can add a trend line and then extend. I'm not going to get the slope for this one. It's just a visual assistance here, or visual. So LAE is really low. Let's see what happens with indemnity, though. So right click, select data, add. The name is paid indemnity. The X values are the years, and the Y values are the indemnity payments through 22. Hit OK. So see, they're down here at trend line and forwarded by 2. So you can see here, I mean, these are the two major contributing, elements of total paid. We don't get a lot of extra information here. I don't think this helps too much. Is the LAE that much more? No, it's not. It went up, but it's going to be way down here, minuscule. Total paid is the best number to have. That's why we do it. Can I control Z to get out of this? Typically we do them all, but then we never use them. And so let's just leave it at this. Let's keep it simple, everybody. Okay? I think we can just keep it simple. You could do it, but it is going to complicate things. It makes it easier like this. So here, this is table 4A. This is table 3A. Now, do I want to bring the whole thing over? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over... Did I make this better? I think I did, didn't I? Why? Oh, that's right. We shrunk it down. And here I need to... Oh, okay. Oh, I think what I need to do is make this thing... what? Why? I don't know. You guys probably saw me do that. All right, so we can make this look pretty now. We should add the chart axes, and all that stuff. I've got the title there. Let's see if there's a prettier way to have this. Kind of like that. Yeah. Where is it? It's kind of cool. You guys don't have to do it just like me. Do it however you want. It looks pretty cool. But I mean, this is the policy year, not calendar year. And so that really needs to be specified, I think. So let's go ahead and put in the axes titles. This is policy. Control Z. We're over 50. Shoot. So this is policy year, which is September 1 through August 30th. Okay, doesn't that help? And this is the number of claims. It should do the same thing up here. Same thing here too. Should I make these look different, or should I make them look the same? If I do this, then when you look at it, you're looking at dollar amounts, I guess. I don't know. You guys got to figure out how you want to do this. Where's that? Right there. I'll make that like that. So I should do the same thing here. So you guys go ahead and add the axes line. I mean, we've got the figures, all this stuff. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do. This is going really long. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. And I already discussed with you what the results are. But let's do the tables first. Because it's really, shoot. But if I start manipulating, it's going to make these things weird. I'm going to take a chance. So I'm going to go ahead and try and manipulate this to make it as small as I possibly can. We don't have to include the total. How big is this stuff? This is 10. That's 8. Let's try to make this all 10. Ugh. Let's make this all 9 and see what happens. A little bit better. All right, let's copy this. I mean, we don't need all this, though. This right here is really the important stuff. I'm going to keep the totals in there. Yep. And paste. Highlight. Go to table design. I want to keep it really simple and clean. How does this look? That's all right. When it's dark like that, it's weird. That's weird. Okay. So I'm going to highlight the table. I'm going to get every cell centered. That looks a little bit better. Does that look okay? I'm going to do this real quick. And this is, it doesn't look too bad. It'd be nice if this wasn't 3 stacks. That's all it took. Jeez. That was an easy one. Because now I can shrink this a little bit. That looks acceptable. All right, so I think, again, all the spacing here is kind of weird. Paragraph. I think what I need to do is go up here and remove. I don't know why there's spaces before and after stuff, but okay. So what is this? Is table 3A, I think. Isn't that right? Yeah, table 3A. And table 3A. And of course, I need to add this back into Excel. So this table 3A. This is annual. I'm going to say policy year. Policy year. Work comp claim counts and total payments. Policy years 2017 to 2024. I mean, how you title these things doesn't really matter to me. It's just as long as you have a number and a title for it. All right. That's the next one. And I mean, you don't have to be watching right now. Do we need to report these things? It's more for us, I think. I mean, geez. How would I do this? You know, how would this help the reader? It helped us to determine not to use 2023. Do I split it and put the policy year in, or do I try to do the whole thing? Let's see what happens when we do the whole thing. Like this. I feel like it's going to be too big for the page. That's why I didn't want to do it. Yep. So if I click on this, can I do a best fit or an auto fit to window? Yeah, look at that. It looks horrible. What if I went to 8? It's a little better. What if I went to 6? See, it's almost impossible to see. It fits, but it's not great. It's so tiny, you know? Let's see, what design? What if I just put in the same design? What if I centered everything? I suppose. I mean, I could. Why can't I shrink that down? It's not letting me manipulate it the way I wanted it to. Ugh, whatever. So, I mean, this you can read. This is really difficult. I don't know if I'd want to put this in anything. This is still table 3A. I mean, what I was thinking I could maybe do is, I wonder, delete columns. Let's redistribute these. Can I make it bigger? Can't do 8. Could I get away with 7? It's still so tiny. And all this stuff is funky weird. Not happy, you guys. Not happy with this. Because I'm like zoomed in. If I was zoomed out, you wouldn't be able to see what this stuff is. It's like microfiche. And as far as anybody else other than us, they wouldn't even need to see these things. And we're just using it to determine what we can use as far as percent open claims in order to forecast. And we used it because it was higher, and that was fine. But when it dips lower and it's 41, you shouldn't. It's going to grow over time. So to use it now to forecast and to estimate the R squared messes it up. So that's those. Ugh. If I hadn't just done all this and I wasn't so tired, I might spend more time with it. Let's take a look at this. I didn't give the access titles. I did this one. And I guess with the figure number, I like that now, I guess, because it makes it easier. We just bring it over. It's fine. Paste. I don't know why it didn't fit to the page. You know, that doesn't look horrible. I think that these things need to be shrunk a little bit. Otherwise, they seem very dominant. But all things considered, it's not too bad. Number of claims, policy years. We've got that information right there. Not bad. So, what are we putting here? I need to see these for you guys to make sure you're getting it right. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. So this is all one thing. You can try and do it this way. And then you've all got all 4 of these. Then you need to speak to, and I already commented that, how's the performance? The number of claims and the total work comp payments are trending upward for the policy years in the analysis, which means the company has had an opportunity to make improvements to reverse those trends. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that a more conservative approach is going to be taken, which the best look was the go back to it. The best look was with the outliers removed, right? So that's what we're going to be focusing on as we move forward. I'm sorry this went over an hour. I'm trying to manipulate things and figure it out as I go. And it takes more time. There's a little bit of art there. So that's it for the assignment this week. Yeah, make sure you're putting comments back. These comments you're writing here, make sure you're putting them on your tabs too as you go through. But you see what it looks like. You know what the numbers are. You have a basic idea of what you can make it look like to put on here. Yes, this is going to be several pages long, but it's a good demonstration for outliers and trend analysis as far as how is the safety program performing, which those are two really important aspects of the assignment. Now it'll be prioritizing and figuring out where to focus, really. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.